The epic and unbeatable at Scrabble. The Nerds with Attitude.
Recording. Welcome to the N.W.A. Nerds with Attitude. I am one of your humble hosts and hero, aka Walt, and I am joined by, the fun guys of the N.W.A. We got Old Hunter Rage Isaac.
What up, everybody?
And we have Animus Prime JR.
Call me a fun guy. I'm no mushroom.
I hate you so much.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Really fun comments.
Mwah. Good night, everybody.
And you read the title. You know we late to the game, and we don't care. We are talking about the first 3 episodes of Falcon. Ooh, excuse me. The Winter Soldier. Oh man, that went down the wrong. Oh Jesus Christ! I'm finna die.
Did you just try to yawn?
Oh no, I had Sprite went down wrong, dude. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry about that. Falcon Winter Soldier, first 3 episodes. Oh jeez. Of course, there's gonna be spoilers, even though the first 3 episodes have been out for 3 weeks. And get over it. Watch our spoiler video. Anyway, yeah, okay, we'll go with the first episode. First episode, not too much happened. What's the highlights on that? We got a War Machine. Don Cheadle showed up. That was cool, and he hit him with like, "Hey, bruh, why are you giving up the shield?" that's what he hit Sam up with. Like,
pretty much.
Hey, bruh, yeah, you shouldn't do that, man. And then Sam low key was like, "I'm black. America ain't ready for a black Captain America." That's basically what it came. That whole conversation boiled down to right there. I'm black, bruh. I ain't Captain America. And then we moved on from that, and then we get a little things with Bucky. I liked the whole thing with Bucky. I liked his how you find out throughout his day, like he had the PSD, he had the nightmare thing. I already knew that was gonna come back into play.
Yeah.
Because they lingered on it too long, but like and I get he's super army because he ain't got no bed. He's sleeping on the floor. I'm like, I don't see you a cold dude, man. I ain't sleeping on the floor. But he's hanging out with that little Asian man.
Yeah.
And that Asian dude is the best wingman ever. I don't care.
I know, right?
I don't care what nobody say. That man was the best wingman ever. He set up the date, time, and everything for this man, Bucky.
Didn't waste no time. It was immediate. And the date was set. It was ridiculous.
And after that, we get a little bit more about Sam's whole backstory and everything. Like, I honestly forgot Sam got blipped. I forgot he got dusted. I forgot all about he was dusted in the Great Dusting. And when he came back and everything,
both of them got dusted.
Yeah, they did. I forgot both of them did get dusted. And Sam, his sister and everything, he was like, "Man, I got this loan. We can do this." Thinking, well, because he's an Avenger, right? And it sucks because one, Tony Stark dead, so he couldn't go to Tony. Tony wasn't gonna bankroll him anymore. Can't bankroll him anymore because Tony's dead. But I got theories. And then he goes to the bank. This brother can't get a loan. It's bad enough that he's a black superhero. He can't get a loan. That's even worse. That's even worse. And then the bank dude had the audacity to ask
for a picture. He was like, "Are you serious? You serious right now? I'm fucking drowning in. I wouldn't say debt, but I'm trying to save my family's boat. Trying to ask for a loan. You ask for a selfie. Shame on you."
That whole part in the bank actually got me like really bad because I had no idea. It was something that I had never really thought about because you always see like Spider-Man, for instance, who's always like needing money for everything, and I feel like that comes from like, you know, people don't know his secret identity, so he can't really, you know, normally as a superhero. But with Falcon, people know who he is, and he's still hurting for money, and it was just like, wow, these guys don't get paid. He's like, yeah, there's an enormous amount of goodwill, and people are willing to help, but I don't get paid for nothing. I was like, I can't believe it. This is, I had never really thought about that kind of thing until this show happened, and now like it's all I can think about.
Even in the comics,
yeah, even the comics, yeah, they don't get paid for all the good stuff they do. Like, unless you're the heroes for hire, when you get paid.
Unless you're
for
them.
superhero work.
Unless you're them. But the only difference is from the comics, Tony Stark is there, and he's bankrolling them the entire time.
Right.
So they don't necessarily have to worry about money. The Avengers anyway. But in this world, you know, Tony ain't alive no more. He ain't there no more. So Tony can't bankroll the Avengers, and I think the Avengers aren't the Avengers anymore right now.
Yeah, they're kind of scattered.
Because if you think, who's left?
Who is left?
Main Avengers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think
Thor.
Almost. I think almost
Hawkeye.
everybody.
We got New Vision. We got the Phoenix. I mean, Scarlet Witch.
Wonder. Yeah.
Black Widow is probably alive. She just ain't showed herself. Hulk got one arm. He's still alive though. He out there somewhere. We got Ant-Man. He Avenger, right?
Yeah, what's he doing?
Yeah.
War Machine.
Just hanging
saw
out.
him.
Hanging out with his daughter. Probably having the same money troubles.
Well, that's weird because like War Machine is with the Air Force as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but I think
Sam
Sam
are in
is
the Air
like
Force together.
I think Sam was a special case because I remember in the Winter Soldier movie that he wasn't officially with them at that point.
Oh, he was like a free agent.
Yeah, I think he was a free agent. Like, I think he kind of retired.
Yeah, he low key.
I don't know what his.
He was let go away from. He wasn't part of the Air Force anymore.
Right.
Yeah. So he was kind of helping out with Captain America because he like, yeah, I'm hanging out with Captain America.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because Sam was heading up that group of soldiers who were dealing with PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And that was volunteer work. Okay. That makes sense.
That's right. Then Cap came to him asking for help, and he kind of came back to that life.
That's a good point.
They really don't really go much into what Sam was doing.
No, not really.
Yeah, this is the whole point of the show, though, man. We get deeper on Sam, and we get deeper on Bucky too. Do y'all think? Let me ask. Do y'all think Bucky's gonna come clean to the old Asian man?
Either one or two things are gonna happen. Either he's gonna come clean to him, and the old Asian man is gonna like either forgive or hate him, or the old Asian man is gonna die because of him, inadvertently.
Or the Asian man's gonna die before Bucky can tell him.
Yeah.
Or the Asian man already knows and just hasn't said.
That's what I think. I think he knows.
It's one of those three.
I think he knew. He knows. I think he knows a little bit about I mean, he's an old Asian man, but
Yeah, yeah.
I
Exactly.
They
think he
tend to be
knows.
wise.
I think he knows. I think he knows at least something Bucky don't know. He knew Bucky probably is the cause of his son had died, and I 100%. I feel like what you guys had said. One of those three cases. Excuse me. It will happen, but I hope what happens is he tells him. Also explains like, hey man, I wasn't myself. I was like mind controlled and everything, which is a thing, especially with all the superhero nonsense stuff that's going on and everything. It's like I was mind controlled and everything. If you could just forgive me and all that, I hope Bucky says all that, and the dude like, I always knew, and I was waiting for you to tell me I forgive you, and that's what the thing. That's what I hope happens instead of him becoming low-key Shang-Chi or something like that. I just hope I just hope it don't I hope he gets forgiven, because that man's been through enough.
Yeah. And then by the end of this episode,
Bob from Up becomes the new Captain America. I was like, dang. Party U.S. Captain Admiral USA. That's what he is. You saw that Party City suit he had on? That thing. I just, and then that it hit Sam too. It was like, what the nigga? That's what Sam was like.
Damn.
Sam was like, I gave this shield to the Smithsonian, not for y'all to make a new Captain America.
That's the part that got me, because he literally gave them the seal like 2 days ago, and then they turned around quick and they were like, all right, take it out. This is what we were waiting for. We need a new guy.
Okay, he's gone. Now appointing the new Captain America, and I'm like, oh,
are you serious? Which, by the way, if you're listening and you've made a death threat against Wyatt Russell because of his acting in this, you need to chill out.
Really? That's a thing?
People have been making a ton of death threats to this guy because he's playing as, not Captain America. Which, if you hate him for it, that means he's doing a good job in his role. So,
my God,
you know how people are nowadays. People are giving him death threats. It's like the same thing as when people were giving Gal Gadot death threats when she was cast as Wonder Woman, and she went on to demolish that role.
Still think she's
terrible
Wonder Woman.
I totally forgot about that.
It is what it is. I didn't know they were sending there. He's not even Captain. If they know anything about the character of John Walker, they know he originally was Captain America at one point in the comics, and he becomes the U.S. agent. He is the whole reason, the whole point of John Walker is to be a dark parallel to Captain America. He's the Captain. He's basically Punisher Captain America. That's what he is.
Not everybody who watch these are aficionados to Marvel Comics.
Even a quick Google search would tell you he's doing what he's supposed to be. This dude, Wyatt, is acting like he's supposed to be acting. He is doing a great job. Like Isaac has said, that's just childish, sending a death threat to somebody because they're not Captain America. What kind of nonsense is that?
But you're preaching to the choir, man. I like him.
I don't like Super Saiyan 4. I don't like Super Saiyan 4. You don't see me sending death threats to monkeys. God dang.
Like, I hate Super Saiyan 4. And fuck you, Kong.
Fuck you, Kong.
He doesn't even have a tail. He's part of the conversation anyway.
Ah, man.
That's all the highlights in episode 1, right?
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Now let me ask you guys this: in that first episode, Was it a slow burn to y'all? After the super action thing, the Falcon movie, after the first 10 minutes of the Falcon movie, and then we got the show. Did it like slow down to y'all? Did it kind of just feel kind of like Was it slower than WandaVision?
I feel like it grabbed my attention at first and it kept my attention.
Yeah,
I
would say that.
Like it wasn't like WandaVision where it was all like a slow start.
Well, it wasn't like WandaVision because with WandaVision, we had no idea what we were getting into. Yeah. It was like when this show started, with the action scene and all that kind of stuff, I knew immediately. I was like, I'm watching somebody make a longer show out of Captain America: The Winter Soldier, except it's got Falcon and Bucky in it. Which, by the way, The Winter Soldier is still my favorite Marvel movie to this day. And it was like immediately as soon as I heard like the music and stuff and the way whoever was directing it is directing the hell out of it, and they're doing a fantastic job. So after that action scene happened, I was hooked, and I'm down for all the character stuff. So it might have been a slow burn, but it was, I was there for it.
It was the right kind of sizzle.
Yeah.
Well,
it simmers. The right kind of simmering.
Only reason I asked was because that was one of the things that I had saw being talked about the first episode. It hooked me right up. I liked the Falcon movie, and then the slow stuff afterward. Because it was character development. I like that.
Yeah.
Fun fact: Flag Smasher does not look like Kane from wrestling. 2, Flag Smasher also doesn't have powers. He looks more like an analog for Batman. He got a cool suit in the comics. He looked like Batman without the ears. But and I mean, he also originally just started out as somebody who was smashing flags for real. He just smashing flags. So that's how he started.
So anarchy.
But like Flag Smasher in general is like, he's not a villain. He's more like an anti-hero.
Right.
He's an anarchist.
More, well, it's not even that. He's like, his intentions are good. He just goes about it wrong.
So he's like Killmonger.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
And then, Sam's sidekick dude almost died.
Oh my god.
Fun fact.
Got body.
Fun fact about him. He becomes Falcon.
Really?
Yes, he becomes
like
Falcon.
Later on?
Yeah, he becomes Falcon when Sam is Captain America in the comic book. I don't know if they're gonna make him Falcon in this, but he becomes the new Falcon, quote unquote. Then he gets a bird and everything.
Both have wingsuit?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if they're gonna give him a wingsuit in this, but in the comics, yeah. But other than that, besides that, we move on to the first episode. Was it good? Great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. The second episode. We're going into the second episode. We get the drum line in the beginning. Like, we get a different opening and everything. We get drum line, and the city, wherever John Walker is from, his hometown, celebrating him and everything. He's getting a sports center like interview type thing, and I was like, man, F you the shield. And we get him, and then I mean the whole thing I was more excited about was Bucky and Sam finally meet, because I love their dynamic. Their chemistry.
Yeah.
Their chemistry. Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan, those two right there, they you can just see like they're best friends, like for real.
Oh,
They
yeah.
could be best friends for real.
Oh yeah, they have a real love-hate relationship right there.
Yeah.
That's the best kind.
And that man, Bucky, he came out and was like, he was pissed. He was like, "Why'd you give up the shield, man? Or why'd you give up the shield?" He was pissed. He was angry at this new Captain America and everything. He was like, he gave it to you, man. He gave it to you. And then, you know, they kind of got into it. And I bust out laughing because I didn't watch the trailer. I didn't see this in the trailer, or because I didn't watch the trailer. But when he was talking about, yeah, it's one of the big three. Aliens, wizards, or what was it? What was the third one?
Aliens, androids, and wizards.
And what do you think? You finna go fight Gandalf or something like that? And he was like, "No, Gandalf." He's like, "Gandalf is a what about Doctor Strange?" He was like, "That's a sorcerer." And he was like, "Well, a sorcerer is a wizard without a hat."
Yeah.
Oh,
I love that part. I love the part of their argument when he brings up Gandalf, and then Sam was like, "Oh, you know about
Go
Gandalf."
Gandalf, yeah.
I read it. Yeah, I read Lord of the Rings when it came out. I love the fact that he was using that as a win.
Bucky cracks me because it's funny. I get where Bucky's coming from because he was much closer to Steve than Sam was, but like I hope eventually in this show Bucky does learn to see stuff from Sam's perspective, because you know later on in the episode is basically the reason why Sam didn't take that shield. So
Yeah, I mean, he does hit him with like the low key. He hit him with like, if Cap was wrong about Sam, then he was wrong about me.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one of those
Yeah, I
big
felt
things that's one of those big things that hit him hard. He was like, if he was wrong about you, he was wrong about me. And I get where he's coming from on that one. And I feel like Sam should understand where that is coming from too, like, 'cause that was like deep right there, at least from
Right.
Bucky. But at the same time, I don't think. But and the thing about it, I commend him about it too. I don't think Bucky is looking at the race card on this. He's not looking at that. Where Sam is focused on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because Bucky comes from a whole different time period, and
Yeah.
even though he was alive for a while, he was brainwashed, so he didn't have to think about any of this kind of stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Which we also do get. We do finally get Captain America. Fake Captain America, Party City Captain America. We finally get him in, and he know what he doing with the shield anyway. Like, and he got his black sidekick.
Yeah,
well,
but
Hold on.
it feels like a criteria at this point.
He is a legit sidekick and a legit person in the comics. Yes.
What did he
This shit
call
cracked me
himself?
up, bro.
Black. What did he call himself?
He calls himself
Blast?
Battlestar.
Yeah, Battlestar.
Battlestar. Well, I was like,
What?
what kind of fucking Battlestar Galactica?
The part that gets me every time is they're sitting in that Jeep, and he's like, "Yeah, so I'm Captain America, and this is my partner." And he's like, "All right, so who are you?" And he's like, "Lamar Hoskins." Like, bro, you have to give him your code name.
And I was like,
"You out here with Captain America, you gonna have to give me something more than Lamar Hoskins."
I'm Battlestar, and I'm like, really? Okay.
But-
Stop the
but-
car.
Battlestar, huh? All right, stop the car. I'm getting out.
Yeah, I would have done the same thing. I would have.
We gotta work. I mean, he also was, even though Bucky was looking at him like me mugging him hard, I was like, I know what your deal is, homie. We gonna get that shield from you before the show's over. That's basically what Bucky was doing. And then they just was like, nah, man, nah. And I mean, he was legitimately trying to be a good guy though. he was trying to work with them and everything, and it just was like F you, nigga. That's basically what it akin to.
It's the way he was acting like a good guy that kind of rubs me the wrong way. Have you ever seen The Boys?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen? He acts like Homeland, and that makes me uncomfortable.
Okay.
And that makes me uncomfortable immediately. It's the way his whole nice guy routine. It's all kind of. It felt fake, and it just rubs me the wrong way. I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't know what you're about, so I'm not gonna work with you.
Well, because it's weird that happened because, you know, by the end of the last episode, you're like, who is this fake motherfucker?
yeah.
At the start of this episode, I was like, okay, he wants to do his best. I feel for him. And then, like, by the end of the episode, I was already like, you are. As soon as he says stay the hell out of my way, it's like, oh well, you are starting.
You ain't shit.
I knew. I was like, I knew you would do something. I knew it. I knew that whole thing was just an act. Fuck you, then.
Well, let's back up, because after all that, Sam was like, man, we need help or whatnot, and that man Bucky was like, I know a guy. And then enter Isaiah Bradley.
Thank
the
God.
real shit. We're going into the real shit.
And
right
we
here.
get our... Basically, we get the whole... I mean, his whole character is based off of the Tuskegee stuff and everything. That in real life. That his whole character is based off that. But he's the first black Captain America, basically. And the first black super soldier. He actually, in the comics, if memory serves correctly, in the comics, he actually became Captain America after. He was Captain America during the time
Steve was frozen.
Steve was frozen. He was Captain America during that time. He was also, excuse me, he also was swole. I mean, swole.
Oh yeah,
ridiculously swole.
I mean, he was jacked in this episode. He was looking really fit for an old man.
Yeah, he was pretty ripped. I mean, you know, we couldn't see much, but he had that stature about him.
And it hit Sam. That hit Sam different too. Like knowing that, finding that out, and everything. And
yeah,
in this world, and at least in the MCU, Steve didn't know. Bucky did know, because he also was like, "Yeah, man, I'm glad you got your arm back," because he beat the brakes off of Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
He beat the brakes off of him.
It kind of reminds me of in Captain America: Civil War. They were going into the flashback when they were training like these other super soldier or winter soldiers, and every time that Bucky practiced with them, he gets like the shit beat out of him. I was like, wow, if they're so good, why they need Bucky anymore?
yeah.
Yeah, he beat the brakes off of Bucky.
Yeah,
but he gets captured for like 30 years, and he gets tortured.
He didn't get captured. He got prison.
I thought they changed his. I thought they changed his origin. I must have misunderstood.
No, his line was, "You know what they did to me for being a hero? They put my ass in jail for 30 years."
Oh.
Nah, it was his own government that did that.
Rough.
Because at that point, the world wasn't ready for a black Captain America.
Yeah, well, I hope Adam Bruschier is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I really hope he's in there. Played by Denzel Washington, but I really hope Adam Bruschier shows up, because when they retcon Adam Bruschier being the first black superhero, and for Marvel anyway, not Black Panther. He is basically Superman on steroids, and he was so powerful. The president at the time, I think it was Reagan. It was either Reagan or JFK. I can't remember. But the president had to ask him to stop being a superhero because they was afraid if the whole race thing that was going on at the time, if he was gonna pick their side, and it was like, we ain't got nobody to stop him.
Yeah.
And he is in the top 10 smartest Marvel characters of all time.
Oh wow.
So I really hope they bring him in the play, but like that, it's still messed up about how they treated Isaiah, and it's perfectly fine that he won't help him or anything like that. One, he don't like that man Bucky. Two, he ain't finna help the government or anything like that. And it's a wide awakening for Sam anyway.
Yeah. I mean,
plus a tiny little, not Easter egg, but there's a tiny little part
where his grandson.
The grandson. That's the one I'm excited about. That's the Young Avengers shit.
Yeah. His grandson, for those who don't know, his grandson is Patriot, and he's part of the Young.
So that's
Avengers.
Patriot?
Yeah, that's Patriot.
Yeah. I didn't know. Wow. I don't know a lot about Patriot. I just know him from like one of the animated shows.
Yeah, for those who don't know, that's Patriot. Man, he's part of the Young Avengers, so there's inklings of Young Avenger things happening with him being at least introduced, being even name dropped like he was. So,
well, plus we're getting Kate Bishop at some point, so it's all coming together, man.
Yeah, it is.
Nobody cares.
I'm gonna get it.
I hope we get Hulkling.
If we get Hulkling, then I'll care. But I doubt we get Hulkling.
I don't know, man. We do have Skrulls, and we
don't got Super Skrull yet.
Not yet.
Yeah,
but we have the Fantastic Four coming up.
Yeah, that is
My
true.
God, how are they gonna do all that?
They are. That is true.
Like the more they name drop, the more I'm curious about like how are they gonna do all this.
Yeah, how is this gonna work?
Yeah, it's not gonna go
I mean, it's easy
full
to
on
introduce. It's easy to introduce the Fantastic Four. Reed being one of the smartest people in the world, they could have just came out from a portal or something like that, and some Reed had messed up or something like that. They coming out the portal for like from 10 years, 20 years ago. They coming out of the portal like, what the hell going on here? And that's how that was. They probably could something. They can easily introduce the Fantastic Four. Now mutants, that's a different story. I mean, they could probably use the Phoenix. I mean, Wanda. They can use her for that. Yeah, sure, I guess.
I got my own thing about the mutants, but that's in episode 3.
But as the two are leaving Isaiah's house, and they are in shady neighborhood,
very ghetto.
And Sam got a little out with his Caucasian friend. And first off, where did the cops come from? Where did they come from?
I was gonna ask that same thing. Like, there's no way they would talk about like a racial issue of like having the first Black Captain America, and then all of a sudden they get stopped by the cops. I'm like, what timing? What perfect timing you would have to have?
Did somebody call the police or something? Is that what you're telling me?
There was a
lot of white people
yelling in the house a lot, so they could have called somebody.
There was a lot of white people.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just the cops just came straight out of nowhere to me, and
there was another cop car that came in a little bit after.
Yeah. First off, my boy Sam can't get a loan. and then he's getting harassed by the police until they realize who the hell he was, and then they get Bucky because he missed his therapy session thing. So
I watched reaction videos of this specific scene, and there was somebody who like called out, like they were so calm when they were arresting Bucky, but they were kind of like harassing Sam.
Yeah, they were harassing him because he was a black man.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wow, the contrast is static.
Well, because like if you watch one of the policemen, when Sam got a little bit louder, that policeman put his hand on his gun. It was immediate.
Yeah,
I was like, really? Because and that brings up the point of like Bucky had to be like, hey, do you know who this is? And then they looked at him, they're like, oh, it's you. Like,
oh, it's you.
He's not gonna wear the wingsuit and goggles everywhere so people can recognize him.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with the shield. Like, he's not gonna have the shield with him all the time so people recognize him and don't do that shit.
Yeah, like that's the part that kind of pissed me off the most. Like, he was like, oh, I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't recognize you without your goggles. And I'm like, that shouldn't even matter. Your whole situation was wrong. That whole situation was entirely wrong.
That part got me riled up. I know I talked about it for a few hours afterwards.
In one of the reaction videos I saw, there was this one black dude, and he was kind of clapping for Marvel for actually showing something like that.
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot of guts to show something like this for all people, for all ages. Because younger people, they should probably know how the world is.
Yeah, I mean, it does happen. There's no lie, it does happen in real life. That was one of my biggest worries. It was one of my biggest worries when this show started, because I knew it was going to be a big thing on race.
It immediately, I knew that it was going to be all about race when that one kid came up to Sam. And he was like,
you Black
hey,
Falcon.
Look, it's Black Falcon. And I'm like, wow.
Well, no, it's just Falcon. Do I come up to you and be like, hey, black kid?
Oh man.
That's why I like Sam so much in this show. It's stuff like that. It's not even like the action stuff. It's him acting normal and making jokes with people. I love that guy.
But they go to the little therapy session thing, and they do their staring contest, and
that weird uncomfortable moment where they had to be crotch to crotch to each other.
Yeah.
And Bucky says his piece and everything, and Sam doesn't say anything, which I think he's gonna have a heart to heart. They might still have. At the end of this, I feel like they might still be the love-hate thing, but they're gonna be more like brothers than frenemies, if that makes sense.
There's gonna be more.
You can love and hate your brother. You can love and hate your brother.
I think they're gonna consider one another brothers. They're gonna be closer as friends, because I wouldn't even call them friends right now. They're just work buddies.
Yeah, pretty much. They're co-workers.
And then, lo and behold, see who got them out of jail. Party City.
Captain America.
Party City, Captain America.
Party City.
Captain Smart.
U.S. Urgent.
And then we get into episode 3, because they talking about, we need Zemo. So we get Zemo. And we get Baron Zemo, dog. I was giddy. when he put on the mask, I was like, yee! All you
Not
need
only
is the
that,
crown. All he needed was the crown.
Like, I was wondering, are they gonna legit make him a baron? And lo and behold, he's a legit baron.
Yep.
Man, I totally forgot that he had like actual nobility status. And
Oh, yeah.
this episode came out, and they show like him at his most regalness, and I'm like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Like because in Civil War, you don't see any of that. You just see
No,
like
you
this
don't,
man coming for blood because of what the Avengers did to his family.
Even in Civil War, you also see him as the mastermind, as they chalk him up to. And in this episode, you see him as that mastermind. Like he's a legit threat, even though he ain't got powers or nothing like that. He's a threat. He's a legit threat.
He actually does have power. Not the kind of power you would expect, but he has power.
Yeah, he's out here playing 4D chess. That's basically what he's out here doing.
Which, like, props to Daniel Bruhl, because his acting as Zemo is incredible. I can't stop watching this dude. He's so good.
And when Bucky, he was finna go in there. Sam was finna go in there. He was like, Bucky was like, no, you're an Avenger. He ain't gonna reply to you. Let me go in there. I got this. And then he walked in there. He said all the trigger words to him. There's just to see
yeah, that's
how
not gonna work.
And then he was like, yeah, I knew that. I just wanted to see what you were gonna do. And I was like, well,
that's
damn.
a big character development moment too. Because, like, do you remember who was it? I think Bucky was saying something about, I think it was at the end of Civil War, and he's like, I can't trust my own mind. And now in this, he's like, that's not gonna work. I'm not that person anymore. That's good.
Yeah, right. Like, you have no power. Like, it kind of reminds me of Starkiller and Darth Vader in Force Unleashed 2. I got that kind of vibe because in the end of that game, you see those two in opposite positions. Like, Bucky was in prison, and he came up to him and said the trigger words. Now they're in opposite positions, where he's in prison and Bucky's on the outside, and he was like, I still have power over you. And then Bucky was like, nah, you don't.
Not anymore, yeah.
And we go to Madripoor.
Oh,
good
that
old,
was so exciting.
Good old Madripoor, where mainly it's Madripoor is normally used in like mutant stuff, X-Men stuff.
Yep.
I was really hoping we was gonna get like, I don't know, Mega Red show up or something like that, but we didn't. We didn't get anything. I'm still.
We got the princess bar, so
we didn't get anything. We didn't. No Mephisto or nothing. That's great.
You're still salty about it.
Still looking for this man.
Everybody's Mephisto. But we do get what's her face?
Sharon Carter.
Yeah, she shows up as a thug. she just comes in like a freaking boss.
Um,
Makes
me wonder what she was doing during the whole blip situation.
Well,
if she wasn't,
she said she was there. She was in. After she did what she did for them, like, she didn't get pardoned or anything like that. So she had to go off grid, and she was there the entire time. Had to build up her own little thing, and then they find the doctor dude, who was like, "Yo, dog, I made the super soldier serum, one that's better than Captain America's. I also made 20 of these, dog, and I lost them." And they was like, "What?"
I lost.
And then Zemo was like, "Well, because you know how to do it, I'm gonna kill you." And he was like, "Please don't." And Zemo killed him. And and it was like, I mean, it was kind of justified. I mean, you got a dude who can back here running around making super soldiers at willy nilly. You can't just let the super soldiers go around real willy nilly like that.
Yeah.
Granted, we do get the power broker, which we could get into that real quick. So the power broker is not Sharon. It is not Zemo. It is not what's his name? Walker. It's not a US agent. It's not him. The power broker is some other dude in the comics, but or Ross. Like, all the theories of the power broker, people think the power broker is either Sharon, Ross, some reason, some backward theory, US agent John Walker, or Zemo. They think Zemo is the power broker. What do you guys think?
Those, the only one I would actually go with is Ross. But even then, it's Mephisto. That's who it is.
Everything is Mephisto's fault.
It's all him.
It was Mephisto all along.
But
Oh, yeah,
apparently there's like 12 more vials, because the Flag Smashers only got like, what, 6? Is it 6 or 8 super soldiers on their side, and they lost like the other 12 vials or something like that.
Yeah.
So there's super soldier juice out in the world.
That's dangerous.
We can already guarantee that US agent is going to get the super soldier serum. I could probably guarantee that's going to happen, because he gets it.
I thought he already.
No, he didn't even have it. He didn't have it. He just came in as a regular human in episode 2 and got worked. He didn't have the super
Which means
soldier.
he's really good.
Yeah, he didn't. He's
Wow.
just a regular human.
I honestly thought they actually gave it to him.
Nah.
Or they made something similar. I don't know.
The only
'Cause
person who has
so-
super soldier juice in them is Winter Soldier, is Bucky. And Bucky was doing hands to them at first, but then he got overwhelmed. He can't take 6 super soldiers to his
Right.
one. That's even with his robot arm. He can't do all that by himself.
I think I've been like associating shield throwing to being a super soldier, because John Walker could throw that shield and
Yeah, like I
catch it
said,
just
I give
fine.
him his props. He was practicing and everything in episode 2, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get the super soldier serum at some point. We only got 3 more episodes left, because it's only a 6-episode series, so I'm
Right.
pretty sure he's going to get it. What I hope happens is Sam is going to get offered the soldier serum too, and he's going to turn it down.
Yeah, that sounds like something he would do.
yeah.
I could see that. Because I was getting ready to ask if Sam, like, even in the comics, I don't
No.
even know if
Sam
he has
is
the
not a
serum.
super soldier.
No. Yeah, he's not a super. He has the wingsuit still, even with the shield.
Yeah.
But he's not a super soldier.
He is considered like an Olympic athlete, above Olympic athlete. He's in peak conditioning and all that junk. But he is
Like
not,
most heroes with no powers.
he is not a super soldier whatsoever. He don't got superpowers or nothing like that. He got a suit that can make him fly real good, and he knows how to use the shield.
Fly good.
Fly real good. Sometimes he can hover, but other than that, and well,
Kind of drone.
I take that back. The original Falcon, he did have a superpower. He could talk to his Falcon.
Super, yeah.
Yeah, he had a legit Falcon.
Yes.
As a partner. Here it's a drone. But he named it after the Falcon.
So yeah, he rectified that already.
Yeah.
Overall, though, these first 3 episodes, are y'all hooked and ready for the last 3 episodes, or is this like, eh?
Oh, I'm in.
I'm still invested, like
Oh, yeah.
heavily invested.
Let me ask
so-
you this: these first
Not even
3
a question.
episodes, are they better than WandaVision's episodes?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I would have to say. Like, I feel like it's unfair to compare this to WandaVision because WandaVision was its own like mystery
Yeah, I was gonna.
thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but
Yeah. So it's not really that fair to compare them.
all right. Well, then that's it. Everything. Well, unless everything of note that happened in those 3 episodes. I don't know what else. Is there anything else I missed?
Oh,
The Wakandan lady.
the last,
Oh crap! I forgot all about
Wakanda-
Wakanda. Ah, damn! I forgot all about
kind
that.
of hints of
Oh
what's
yeah,
gonna happen next.
because Bucky got the whole yeah. We Sam kind of foreshadows that about the Wakanda, about the whole thing. It was like, man, if we let him out, and then Bucky also hit him with this hypothetically. If we did a prison break type thing, and and then we also didn't talk about this man Zemo dancing like that. People are
dude.
memeing.
I already posted that in the chat.
What a wonderful meme.
But yeah,
I already
Wakanda.
see like
Do y'all think we're gonna see Okoye or Shuri?
I thought it was gonna
mo-
be Okoye.
yeah, Okoye maybe because I don't know about it, because that I know that specific actor is getting like kind of hounded to be fired.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I think it was because of some like controversial tweets that.
Always the
That's it.
controversial tweets.
Yeah, I don't know specifically what she said. It was just the way it was misconstrued.
Okay.
Let me ask you guys this before we wrap it up. Do y'all think, God rest his soul, do you guys think Chadwick Boseman would have been the cameo if he was still alive?
Oh man,
Oh,
I have. I
that
don't
makes
know.
me sad to think about.
Yeah, yeah.
I could see it happening though, because like, if anybody, imagine the crazy character development in that moment alone for
Yeah.
Panther to come to Winter Soldier's rescue after Winter Soldier was framed for killing his father, but it was Baron Zemo actually. And it's like you get another moment, like at the end of at the end of Civil War. Man,
I thought he
that would be-
forgave him though.
I don't.
Yeah, like he helped him.
Yeah,
he helped
because he ran and he found Zemo, and Zemo was sitting on that on the edge of that cliff and everything, and he found him, and he could have killed him, but like he sat there with them and said something to him, and I thought he forgave him.
No,
like,
he didn't
I
really.
would say-
He didn't really forgave him or anything. It was like Zemo was trying to kill himself, but then he stopped him and he was like, "The living aren't done with you."
Yeah, he's like, you don't get to get out of your punishment like that, and kept him alive. But it's like,
Yeah.
even if he did forgive him, there's a line between forgiving and then going on to help someone. So even if Black Panther had showed up in the show, it still would have been a huge, development. But sadly, we won't know. Rest in peace.
And it was
Real
also
MVP.
it was also funny with Sam. It was like, man, yeah, when you was in Wakanda, what did they call you? White Panther or something like that.
The White Wolf, actually.
He's like,
He
I
was
was White
"What?"
Wolf, actually.
Wait, what?
What? Man, that was cool. I want a cool name.
Yeah, I was like, roll with that. Don't be Winter Soldier, be the White Wolf. They gave you a cool name, roll with it.
By the way, when Sam eventually does take the shield I'm gonna need them to make this joke. I'm staking my life on it. Sam has to decide at one point that he wants to be called Captain Falcon. He has to be like, he has to fight somebody, and he's got to be like, Falcon Punch! And then Bucky's like, what the fuck? What? And then the end credits scene of the entire show is those two playing Smash Brothers, and he showed Captain Falcon for the first time.
Oh my god.
Oh, Marvel's not smart enough to do something like that. Besides, Nintendo will probably sue the hell out of them.
I don't know, man.
I was
Like,
gonna say.
Nintendo's like the second biggest conglomerate next to Disney. I don't think Disney want this Nintendo problem.
I don't know, man, because like there was an obscure reference in Infinity War when Thanos was using he didn't have all the stones yet, but he was using the gauntlet. I think he was using the reality stone, and he turned something into bubbles.
The bubble thing, and you're talking about
man.
Yeah, but that's not Nintendo though.
I don't think they would do something like that. Yeah, it just doesn't. I know where you're coming from. I would love for that to happen. It'd be the greatest thing since sliced bread. But at the same time, the way Sam's character is, I don't think he know who the hell Captain Falcon is.
I think. Oh, and shout out to Bucky for saying he likes Marvin Gaye. That's nice.
Yeah, and that man, Sam was jiving with that man, Zemo too.
Was Zemo?
He's like, it's an absolute masterpiece. It perfectly encapsulates the African American experience. He's like, now you wrong, but I agree with you.
I was like, wow, they actually came to a consensus.
Yeah. Overall, we give this 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
Falcon
5 out of 5,
punches.
Falcon on.
All right, well, down below, you guys tell us what you think about the first 3 episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Come back here and hear us what we talk about episode 4 of Falcon and Winter Soldier. There was something else I was going to say, but I totally forgot. It was not important. We love you. Appreciate you listening to this. Give us some more stuff down in the comments down below of topics that you want us to hear. Talk about. Yeah. And like I always say, remember to show your attitude. You wonderful, beautiful nerd. Deuces.